Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm covering Insecure season 4 episode 3. Let's jump into it. I told y'all I had a feeling that there was something going to reignite the Lawrence and Issa relationship, and I'm seeing it happen. So it seems like for this episode, it takes place during Thanksgiving, and everybody has their respective parents and family to go to. So you have Tiffany, she's spending Thanksgiving with her husband. You have Kelly, that is going to spend with her family, focusing around her aunts and stuff, and Kelly's being Kelly. Molly's gonna spend Thanksgiving with her family, and Issa is was going to try to spend Thanksgiving with her mom's new husband's family. I'm guessing that's what's supposed to be. I don't remember ever seeing Issa's mom in the series, so I'm not too sure if we've seen her before, but like we've obviously seen her brother. So you kind of see, and mind you, my recollection of stuff is all over the place, so I might kind of go back and forth. I try to follow a structure, but I hate taking notes when I'm watching a show because then I don't get absorbed in it because I'm too worried about writing things down. So the first thing I can remember is Molly and Issa going grocery shopping, and you can kind of see from this scene that they're taking jabs at each other. They were taking a jab at each other throughout episode 1 and 2, and then now you can kind of see them doing it back and forth, which is not good. It's not something you want to have in a friendship, and I feel like they both respectively have their own problems, and they're kind of just, instead of dealing with their own issues, kind of like putting it off on people. So they're taking jabs at each other, and they both realize what they're doing, and you can kind of tell like the shift in their relationship that they both realize that is happening. So then they decide that, you know what, I know we're going through some stuff. Why don't we have a meetup after Issa's Thanksgiving to discuss like what's going on. I found it kind of weird for them to say that because they were still grocery shopping with each other, and I'm like, it's weird to pretend that like nothing is happening when like I'm annoyed at you. I really like the aspect of Instagram that they added to show other people's Thanksgiving without actually having to show, okay, here's a scene with everybody's Thanksgiving. So Issa is at some place doing work, and she sees Lawrence. So at first I was just like, oh, what a coincidence, Lawrence happens to come to the spot. But you find out that this spot is a spot that Condola had, I guess, mentioned or recommended. So Issa goes there now. So she sees Lawrence, and they have this like cute banter back and forth. Banter with somebody that you have history with, where it's not awkward to talk because like I've been with you for 5 years, so we can kind of talk back and forth like nothing. So they have this cute banter, and they're talking about like Set It Off and how everyone died except for Jada, and then Condola comes in like, Jada's dead? And it's like, no, we're just talking about movies. And I understand that this is like a very innocent thing to do, but like not in these circumstances. Lawrence knew that he was gonna go meet Condola, and I felt like he should have just kind of been like, hey, what's up, like a hi and bye type of thing, instead of having a full conversation. Because like if I'm Lawrence's girl, I'm gonna look at that sideways of just like, okay, what were you really talking about? Were you talking about me? Like, what's going on? So like I understand that she should trust Lawrence, but like they haven't been going out that long that I built all of this trust and I believe in you type of thing. So Issa lies and becomes her awkward self and pretends that she was getting stuff to go. even though she was planning on staying there, and she leaves and she does the right thing, and you can kind of see Issa look at them through the glass door and how they are just so lovey-dovey and very, very nice. So let's fast forward to Molly being with her family. So I forgot what season, but it could have been the last season, it was revealed to us that Molly's dad cheated on her mom a while back, but her mom has forgiven her dad, and they decided to like move on as a family, and this is something that Molly can't forgive. She's dwelling on being in the same room with her father without giving him the side eye, without being petty, without just pretending that those type of things didn't happen. I understand her point of view, but at least like put on a good face. Like Molly is just, when she's in an attitude or if she feels some type of way, you know right away because of the way she acts. It's very hard for her to act cordial or act indifferent. It's very much as all of a sudden she's changing her attitude, she's being very curt, like when it comes to Molly. So you can already tell that like she's acting different. Everyone else seems so fine, everyone else seems so happy. It looks like her brothers have very ditzy and not all their girlfriends, and so and dealing with that, and she reveals to her mom that she's dating a guy, and she showed her mom the man, and I thought she was gonna like be a certain way, but she was totally fine. She's like, hey, how come you didn't invite him? And she was just like, well, Issa says I'm gonna ruin it, and her mom was like, no, he's like, he would have been welcomed here, and teasing with her brother. So they're having a good old time. Just whenever it comes to Molly talking with her father, it gets very weird, because he's trying to act like everything is like fine, and everything is fine, but for Molly it's not. And it's taking her longer, I guess, than the whole family to get over their relationship. So next I'll talk about Condola and Lauren. So Condola has a Friendsgiving, and which Lawrence, as she puts it, invited himself to, which she allowed, and he was going to meet her friends. I did not like that shirt he was wearing, that like cow print shirt, whatever the shirt was. That pattern was like, I was like, you're doing way too much. But he wanted to meet her friends, make a good impression, and he came to her house, and she was supposed to get a plumber to fix her sink, but he ditched her. So then Lawrence takes it upon himself to be like, okay, don't worry, I'll fix your sink. So you get to meet Condola's friends, and I don't know how I feel about them. Some of them feel like they're too good for people, and they feel like they're too like stush is like the way I would describe it. And he's trying to get to know her friends. He's very, very jokey, very, very happy, very funny. So I appreciated that aspect, because he was playing the boyfriend role really good. I feel like Lawrence has gotten to a point where he wants to excel and move up in his career, but due to investors falling through and stuff, it looks like there's a chance that Lawrence could be laid off. And I feel like Lawrence sees Condola like here and Lawrence here, and he is trying to get to that level. Excuse my nails. He's trying to get to that level, but he doesn't see it happening with what's going on at his job. But he's feels secure in his job, which I don't know why he would if there was no one guaranteed that he was still going to be employed. So yeah, he's being the good boyfriend. So then one of her friends gets like stupid drunk, and he goes in the kitchen with her to pour her some more drink, and she kind of reveals to him, which I feel like drunk people are honest people. That's where their honesty comes out, and I don't feel like she said anything from a malicious place. she basically told Lawrence, like, oh my god, I'm so glad Condola has you, because, you know, she needs to get over her ex and look for something fun. She made it seem like Lawrence was kind of like here now, gone later type of relationship, and that, like, she didn't really mean any, like, it's not a serious type of thing. So obviously, I don't know if Lawrence is thinking of Condola as something serious, but he also doesn't want to think of himself as just a ting, you know? So he's like, oh, really? Okay, cool. On the other hand, so for Issa's Thanksgiving, she's talking about spending it with her stepdad Stanley and how ridiculous he is and his family's ridiculous, and they're tired of spending Thanksgiving with other people's family. And as soon as they park, they start walking up to her mom's house and notice that the ambulance is out there. It was so funny when they were running and like, oh my god, mom, and then they're like, no, no, it's Stanley. Ah, that's cool. He slipped on some gravy and fell, and her mom was gonna go with him to the hospital. So her mom says, you know, I'm gonna go with him to the hospital, you stay here, there's family coming, don't worry. So they're all like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Her and her brother like, yeah, sure, sure. As soon as the doors close, they're like, okay, why don't we leave? So they leave, and they go to like a Mexican restaurant for Thanksgiving, and they're having a grand old time. I love their relationship, where it's like a love-hate, but like in a sibling way. And Issa drops the bombshell of how she really feels. And the way that Issa was talking is the way that if I was in Issa's position, that's how I would feel. So she talked to her brother about, her brother was mentioning how he's not always accepted into the family, how he's had to lie about his sexuality, and how his mom is, I guess, very religious, so she tries to brush over who he is. So then Issa kind of says, you know what, I saw Lawrence the other day, and I kept it pushing, I said hello, and then bye, and he's just like, if I was you, I would be petty and stuff like that. And she's like, you know what, I was with him for 5 years. I believed in his potential. I was there for him. I was paying for things. I was taking care of him. He was the one on the couch. He's the one forgetting my birthday. All this ish. And then Condola comes, and he's buying her stuff. He's taking her places. He's buying her roses. He's doing all the stuff that I can only dream and wish that he would have done for me. And when you see that, you're just like, damn. You're like, Issa, you said it, but that's what everyone was thinking. So during these Thanksgivings, Molly and Issa, they're texting back and forth about meeting up. And you can kind of tell that Issa is not going to meet up with Molly, because she's kind of like, oh, this is going to be later, something's going on, and Molly's kind of just like, I'm over it. Fast forward back to Molly's house. They're now playing Taboo, and she's once again giving attitude of, oh, you know, maybe next time, maybe I'll be the scorekeeper now. And her brother takes her to the side and says, girl, you gotta move on, because everyone else has but you, and you're making things weird. Your father made a mistake, but he owned up to it, and he did right by your mother. What else can you ask of him? And I felt like she kind of took that into perspective. And then, meanwhile, at the end of Condola's party, she's like, which Lawrence did not fix the sink and spilled water over himself. He's saying bye to everybody, and then, I forgot what Condola says, but she says something to the tune of just like, oh, and I wasn't even going to invite you here, which I was like, why would you say that? And he's like, really? She's like, yeah, you kind of invited yourself here. And he's like, what, why do you feel like I did? And she's like, oh, well, we haven't been going out for long. And you can hear Condola bring up her reservations with Issa. And then Lawrence kind of jabs back at like, well, it seems like you don't think of us as serious because you don't want to get married. And she's like, I just got divorced, why would I want to get married now? And you can kind of see some tension between them. I feel like Condola based on level of seriousness of relationship, Condola is like here, but Lawrence was here, and Lawrence probably thought Condola was here. And I feel like Condola still like cares about Lawrence and likes Lawrence, but at this point she's not thinking of Lawrence like that. She just got out of a marriage, so she's not really thinking about marriage type of thing. And I think Lawrence is not looking just to screw random people. So then Issa confirms with Molly that she's not coming, which we all knew. And that last effing scene, Insecure, when Issa, when she was at the Mexican restaurant, did like a story about it. Lawrence looked at her story, reacted to it, and then you see Issa's message bubble pop up, and then they had the nerve to play the Maya song with, was it called Back with the Ex or something? I was just like, oh my god, no. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But I was just like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. But with that being said, that's the end of my recap of Insecure episode 3, season 4. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.